In this video, I want to talk with you about the claim that Jesus supposedly said, or someone said, that Jesus is the last prophet in the Bible. Let me just tell you one example that tells us that this is absolutely false. One example that tells us that this is absolutely false is that in the book of Revelation, the two witnesses that come, which we understand are not actually two human beings, but are 144,000 human beings, bodies of believers who come in the very end and share their testimony in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and to the ends of the earth, right? These are witnesses of God's covenant, and they are described as prophets in Revelation. They are described as two prophets who torment the people of the earth, and that's the reason they're killed. So this is a stupid claim. I don't know why. I don't know where people are getting it from. I can only assume that it's where they always get stuff from, either the Harlot Catholic Church and the people they set up in that church, or one of the prostitutes that bore out of her, but they're not getting it from Scripture. It does not say that Jesus is the last prophet. The Scriptures indicate that he is a prophet, but he's not the last prophet. The Scriptures do say that the prophets who came before Jesus predicted the sufferings of the Messiah and the glories that would follow. Okay, yeah, Scripture consistently tells us that the prophets were pointing forward to Christ. That doesn't mean there's no prophets that come afterwards. And by the way, the prophets who come afterwards, the witnesses, do exactly what I have been doing as a witness, which is not so much pointing forward, except that I'm telling you that Jesus is coming. I'm telling you certain things that are going to happen, but they've already been written in Scripture. I'm just telling you that now is the time. And then I'm showing you in real time what's happening in this world in order to prove to you that these are the times. And I'm asking you to go and discern these things with God. That's what the prophets of today are doing. They're not adding to the scroll or anything else. They're saying, these are the things that the prophets pointed forward to, and they are now happening. And God sends this to you before the Antichrist rises. He tells you, he warns you, this is what's coming. Y'all are not listening. You've fallen asleep. And yet I get to continue to speak a message that until I get out of here, that no one wants to hear, that no one responds to. I don't speak the message because it's fun for me at all. In Acts 3:18, it says, but this is how God fulfilled what he had foretold through all the prophets, saying that the Messiah would suffer. What I'm doing right now, by the way, is I'm just trying to go through Scripture to see, is there any Scripture that could have been taken out of context? That does not say that no other prophets are coming. Now, here is the context, or the passage that I was thinking about that I thought maybe this must be where they're getting it from. It comes in Hebrews 1:1. In the past, God spoke to our ancestors through the prophets at many times and in various ways. But in these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, and through whom also he made the universe. The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word. After he had provided purification for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the majesty in heaven. So he became as much superior to the angels as the name he has inherited is superior to theirs. I don't know if that's the context that they're trying to use, but there's nothing in there that says that Jesus is the last prophet. He's the Son of God. Like, there's no one else who's going to be the Son of God or the Christ or the Messiah. That's it. He is the once and for all sacrifice. But as far as prophets are concerned, we know from Scripture that God is sending more prophets in the witnesses to warn you of things to come. God does nothing without warning through his prophets. That's what we're told in the book of Amos. So that's what he did. That's what he's doing right now. But those prophets are going to be killed just like all the other prophets. That's what I've been telling you. That's what I'm waiting for to happen to me. And I want you to know, you also are going to be killed. If you are the multitude in white robes, you also are going to be killed. And I know that it sounds a little weird for me to be looking forward to this, but you need to understand something. I have suffered long enough. I'm over it. I'm done. If you listen to my earlier videos, I had so much hope, so much, oh, everyone's going to want this. Everyone's going to want to know what God's been talking to me about. Yeah, no. My tone sounds very, very different now. I am sick to death of this. I gave up everything in order to do it. You guys are completely disrespectful. You don't care. And the reason you don't respect me is because you don't respect God. It isn't my message. This is not what other people you're listening to on YouTube are doing. I don't get anything for this. First of all, I didn't need anything from you when I started doing this. Nothing. I was semi-retired at 40 years old. I didn't need anything from you. And I gave up everything in order to do this for free. And, at some point, God made me realize that I can't even give this away for free, which is the exact situation I needed to understand that God has, which is he can't even give it away for free. He has given you or offered you the free gift of life, and you guys would rather go pay for it in some counterfeit church or some pagan therapy and chase a carrot that you're never going to catch. You would rather write a different doctrine about what your covenant is, that you don't have to do the things that Jesus was just being figurative, right? When he said to the rich man, sell everything you have and come follow me. Is that right? The covenant that early Christians were living. Oh, that was the covenant for Jews. No, that's not Christianity. We don't have to be killed. We don't have to suffer. We don't have to pick up our cross daily. We don't have to eat of the ministry, the bread, daily from God. We don't have to do any of that stuff. Separate covenant for Jews than for Christians. No, that's not accurate. The prophets that God said he was going to send you, and by the way, Jesus said he was going to send you. I forgot about that passage. That makes it super clear. I'm going to send you more sages, more prophets, and you're going to kill them too. He said it. Why is there a doctrine that he was the last prophet? This is bizarre. Go discern this message with him.